Hi guys and welcome back to the Blues Focus channel. Today I'm joined by special guest Brad Barber. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. Yeah, happy to be here. Look forward to it.
Good. So today we've got the Huddersfield Town opposition view. Massive 6-pointer on Tuesday night. I'm sure you'll agree.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, no, it's definitely going to be an interesting one to talk about because I mean both sides have had up and down form really. So it's going to be interesting. But I suppose just kicking things off, what are your overall thoughts on Huddersfield's season so far?
Well, I mean, that's a very good question, to be fair, Tom. I think at the start, we sort of thought, oh, here we go, we're going down. And then as we sort of came into it and we developed that sort of understanding of the new coach's play, we thought, oh, maybe playoffs. Then we got players injured. Now we're down in the relegation battle once again.
Yeah.
I think poor recruitment and a lot of injuries, as well as some appalling EFL referee decisions, which that doesn't just go for us, it goes for everyone.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pretend we're the only team that gets bad results, but we have been a victim of it for a long time, even in the Prem. They give us absolutely nothing. And it's just been a bad season altogether. Every time we think it's going to get better, it gets worse. And yeah, it's one of those where, because it's obviously with all the recent thing that's going on in the world, I'm not happy, but I'd rather it be this season where we can't see it than next season.
Yeah, definitely.
Where we can be in the ground. I wouldn't like to go back to football and then see us get, like, I don't know, go down to League Two or whatever. That would be just the worst thing ever. But
that'd be depressing.
Yeah, exactly.
I think from my point of view, kind of outside looking in, it's just looked very up and down. Like 1 minute it's clicking for you and you're playing some tremendous football, and then next minute it's just diabolical. Like there's just doesn't seem to be kind of that middle ground even. You've kind of just struggled to settle, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And just recently the form has gone downwards really, but I can relate.
We all know the same, especially since we've both been teams in that bottom half of the championship on and off for the past how long.
Definitely.
Our promotion season, which obviously ended in tears eventually. So
yeah, at least you managed to stay up one season though. I remember the scenes at Stamford Bridge when you did confirm staying up.
Yeah.
The Poitras, wasn't it?
Even the weeks before, like just leading up to it, you could just sort of tell that we weren't gonna, we wasn't gonna make it easy. Like if we were to leave it, I'm surprised we didn't leave it till the last day, just for laugh. I thought we were gonna do it. I thought we'd have lost at Chelsea and then thought, yeah, let's beat Arsenal on Arsene Wenger's last day.
Yeah.
So luckily we sort of did it earlier than a week, but it was just mental. I couldn't go, unfortunately, because I had, stuff to do with school and that. Probably should have just left. Not to my parents in the end, but it's been worth it. Yeah, exactly.
That's like me with I'm trying to remember what game it was. Swansea away. We were it was 2 seasons ago. I wanted to go, but I had to stay because I had some college stuff. But then we ended up going 2-0 down. I thought, oh, okay, glad I missed it. And then we go down to 10 men. I'm like, oh, I'm delighted I missed it. Second half, 15 minutes ago, we managed to bag 3. Che Adams scores a worldie. And I'm like, of course I'm missing this game. Of course I am.
It's written on the wall that you would out of every game possible. That next game you go to probably be against Villa or something, and Alan Hutton goes and runs length of pitch or whatever.
That still haunts me to this day.
I'll never understand how Alan Hutton, of all players, ever pulled that off.
I know. All Craig Gardner had to do was crop him. He's literally right next to him all the way until he gets to the box. Just crop him. I don't care if you get a red.
It's like that Maradona goal, isn't it? It's like that Maradona goal that he scored against England all those years ago. He just ran the length. I just thought, just bring him down, take the yellow, professional foul.
Exactly. But no, they just don't. And Alan Hutton literally turned into Maradona that day. I know.
Turned into prime Cafu, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. It breaks my heart because we went 1-0 up, and then Che Adams, when he hit the post, if that had gone in, I honestly think we'd have gone on to win the game.
That game's over at 2-0. In the derby especially, I think so.
Exactly.
Your confidence to get shot, you've got to look at it from their point of view. They don't want to be embarrassed in their own place.
Precisely.
You go 2-0 up.
Yeah.
That game's over and done with, isn't it?
Exactly. And we hit the post, and that was when their crowd turned up a gear. You know, the atmosphere and the kind of roar in that sense, it just changed as soon as we hit the post, and they kicked into another gear and went on to thrash us, to be honest. But it was still a good game despite the result. But I know that always tends to be the case against Villa. Yay. But yeah, so I suppose just kind of moving back to the game on Tuesday, which players do you think we should look out for in particular?
Well, I think most of the players you should be looking out for in the hospital at the minute, because half of our team's injured. I mean, and Ben's has just come back, so I think you've definitely got to look out for him. He grabbed the free kick, obviously, in the the home fixture at St Andrews.
Beautiful goal.
I think he's come on leaps and bounds. I mean, we signed him in the Prem season for £10 million, along with Adama Diakabi, and in the Prem season and the season after, we honestly shook his head like we've just wasted 20 million on two players that look like we could have got it out of a match attacks pack. Like we just looked at him like they just did not belong in that team.
Yeah.
And it's like Wagner wanted wingers, so we gave him. Then he played like 5 at the back. So I don't really know what he wanted there, but that was just miscommunication. But he's come on leaps and bounds this season. He's starting to, he graft. He's playing for the badge. He's either playing for a move away or, he's just playing because he's finally wanting to graft. And either way works for me as long as we stay up in the end.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I think him certainly. If you'd have asked me this last season, I'd said, Brian, he's been so bad for us this season. Like last season, I would have happily compared him to the likes of Bellingham in that, sort of young English midfielder.
I remember he was spoken about a lot.
Playing for the badge. And it's just like, he's just gone off so much and he's just got no awareness, no sort of like way of knowing where players are going to be. And he just doesn't fit the system. I want him dropped at the minute. I'm the last person to, be like that and say, I'll just drop him. But he really shouldn't be playing in this game, especially, which is so important. So I would say, and Benza, I think, is there that many that's really to be feared? Pippa, the right back, he's got a good aerial threat when he wants to, show that off. I think Juninho Bacuna, very both sides of the coin player. One day, not up to it. The other day, unplayable. Hopefully we get him on his good day, though. And if we do, you could be in trouble in some aspects with him because he's got a good aspect of trickery. He's got a good sort of shot on him. He's got a good sort of bit of movement with the ball. But I think those are the 3 players, unless I'm missing. So maybe Hogg battling it around the midfield, but he's not really going to score any. He'll just try and crop everyone.
But, it wouldn't surprise me if he scored, though, because, I mean, he is a dirty Villa bastard. So,
well, yeah, you don't like him, do you? I just thought that, yeah. But
exactly. So, it honestly wouldn't surprise me if he
written on the wall, he's not scored since Barnsley at home in Championship season. So,
there you go.
You know what I mean? You just might tell step that downstairs to put a bet on that, put a $5 on it.
Do it, honestly. You'll be
good
happy
odds,
you
did.
did.
But no. He probably will now. It'll be 1-0 to you and he'll grab an equaliser at minutes like there, kissing badge, lifting shirt up with thermo, and it says like "Damn the Blues" or something.
Something like that. I wouldn't even surprise
just happened,
me.
Wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, what a Campbell and Ward fit at all or not?
Campbell's fit, although I mean, I'd like to see him given a rest because all he's done all season is play up front. Ward is not being fit, simply. He's literally been on and off with a hamstring. Next week, it's the hamstring again. He's just still living this year, and it pains me to say it because we've signed loads of players that we used to have back, and there's nothing that I would have loved more for Ward to come here and, carry on that legacy of how good he was at the club and sort of graft and get results, and he's just not contributed at all. He's had 1 shot that was saved, and that's the only thing I can remember, really. So, Campbell, on his day, he can graft, he can finish.
He likes to score against Blues.
He does. He did last time, didn't he? And that were a brilliant ball from Trevor Chalobah, I seem to remember.
Yeah, it was. And then
at our place.
I remember we shithoused an equaliser through.
Oh no, I was livid. I was just like, oh god.
I can remember your vlog because it kind of ended up trending amongst Blues fans.
It did. It sparked a bit of uprise because I was being a bit salty, to be fair. I'll admit that now, but
I can be that way at games too. It's fine.
It happens, and I guess I just didn't like that the flares got through into the fans. Really, I kind of lost it a bit.
That is classic Blues, though. I'm not even surprised.
No, but yeah, they always create a tough atmosphere. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend that they've got no fans or anything.
Yeah.
I know I got caught out in that sense. I did have a bit of banter on Twitter when I got trending and said, look, you're saying it's rent-free, but I'm the one that comes up, so who's rent-free now? That kind of thing.
Understandably so, yeah. I just remember it popping off.
It was just something to note, really. But yeah, it's always a tough game between us. It's never quiet. It's never going to be a 0-0. I don't think we'll ever have a 0-0. Not again. It's just not. There's just no 0-0 about it. It's just two scrappy teams playing against each other, and that's all we've been this season. We play this nice football. I mean, what baffles me is we play worldly football and lose, and then we play bad and we win. And
that's us.
I don't understand it, because both times we played Bristol City this season, and I will stand by this, we've played our best football, and we've both lost 2-1 because we cannot score. Simple. And I'm literally pulling my hair out with, the light there, the camera set up there for the live stream. Just like, just score. And in that game, we hit the post twice and the bar twice. And I just thought, no.
It's just not happening.
I just thought, you know what? Should have ended stream at half time, really. I just thought, no point. What's the point? It's just not gonna. But yeah, he did score last time, Fraser. But he's gone quiet since, so who knows?
That's true. Yeah, I suppose we've spoken a lot about kind of memories and stuff to do with Blues versus Huddersfield. But what's your personal favourite playing Blues?
You see, every time we've played you at our place, we've always started well, and then, like you say, you've shithoused an equaliser. So not going to pick one of them. Duke did it in the Championship fixture where Hefele gave them the ball, and it just had to be Duke. If there's a player that epitomises shithouse in this league, it's
literally.
Duke. I admire him so much as a player. I wanted us to get him in the January window, because I heard reports that he would, and I was like, get him. Like, I don't care. He could be 40. He could have one leg. He'll play for the badge. He'll graft and he'll win aerial crosses. So I thought, just get him. But instead, we thought, no, we'll just get like someone that used to play for the club like 20 years ago or something. So
yeah.
A personal favourite, although I wasn't there, I'll have to say the return fixture of the FA Cup when we won 4-1.
Oh yeah, because we finished 1-1 after full time, and then extra time he absolutely battered us.
Yeah,
out of nowhere.
I think it was just a stamina thing, maybe. I guess maybe we just brought fresh legs.
Premier League Championship difference.
Yeah, but I mean, it was nice to see him score, because I mean, credit to him, I always respect him for what he did for us, but that kid could not hit a barn door. Him for Derby, like brilliant, like skillful, flair.
Yeah,
scores worldies. Us, Jesus Christ, and it wasn't even that he wasn't close. He shot, and he scored 2 goals in the Prem season. I mean, one obviously helped to stay up against
crucial,
Watford in the minute. I'll never that honestly. That's the loudest I've ever heard our stadium, because it was at that point where I think we had like a couple of easy fixtures coming up. Or like, I think we had Everton at home. We thought, well, surely we could do something here. And the raw, some people had left, which I obviously disagree with. I really do disagree with it, especially when we're in the Prem. But it was sort of those, those guys that you get at the game, the 40-year-olds that are always sat there with a pint of Stella in their hand.
Yeah.
They were sort of sat, the point where it says no alcohol past this point. They were sort of stood on the barrier, just with a pint in their hand, just watching like that. Just got, he scored like that. Everyone just come flooding out of the up the stairs, just come flooding out, and everyone were jumping everywhere, and it was like, we've scored, like, how? And then, we thought we'd make it harder for ourselves and have to draw at the champions and then beat Chelsea, but, we beat Chelsea, didn't we? No, we drew at Chelsea.
You drew, but you equalised.
I
think it was, I watched it not long ago, actually. It was Depoitre kind of chipped the keeper, I think.
Yeah, he the ball was going into Caballero, and he did like a typical target man kind of sort of thing where he went in with his feet, and it's aggressive, don't get me wrong, but he's like, I did something similar in Sunday League once. He's like, he sort of like almost palmed the ball against his chest. Caballero's been straight to the ground because he knows that he's not going to save it, and they've tried to play it off as a massive foul or whatever, and he's just run away straight to the away end. But I always get confused at what the score was in that game, because I remember when Alonso
felt like a win,
and it literally just, he didn't even shoot. It literally bounced off his head. And I was just like, oh, here we go. Yeah, we're going down. Typical. They were just head in the sand. Here we go. And then that save from Lewis on the last minute. I mean, That season had so much a roller coaster of emotions. It was, it was horrible in some aspects, but he were brilliant in others.
Yeah, I mean, like, I saw that Lewis, I think he came back on loan to you last season, didn't he? Why didn't he come back permanently?
I think it was one of those things where, like, he knew we were in trouble. He knew we needed a keeper because Cabarra wasn't good enough. He knew we needed a keeper. He knew we'd be able to pay the wages because we won't have to pay a permanent fee. And he thought, you know what, I'll just come and help them out for the rest of the season. Hope they stay up and, leave a legend again. And it was sort of like that, I suppose. I mean, there were no other keepers that we could play. And it was sort of like, we need him now. And when the reports came through, I was like, no, we're not going to get him. We're not going to get him.
Yeah.
But we did.
Fair enough. I was going to say he's a quality keeper. Whenever I saw him play for you, he usually have a good game. Who do you tend to play in goal these days? Is it Schofield or do you play Pereira more?
It's Schofield. We did have Ben Hamer, obviously, before he went to Swansea.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Schofield's good, but he's been having a bit of a dry patch recently. I would have liked if we'd have kept Hamer to swap them round, have them fighting for the first spot. Honest opinion, I don't want Pereira near it. I'd rather have anyone.
Lee Camp.
I'd rather have. No, you say that, but whenever I've seen him play, he looks brilliant.
He does, to be fair.
He's another one that's like 50-50. Like I say, instead of being a Wednesday fan, he said, look, it's £5 ticket for the Birmingham game. Do you want to come watch for a laugh? I went, yeah, why not? Come watch it, give him football. Yeah. Can be a neutral supporter. And it was that one where Shea Adams equalised. And Camp could not be beaten.
What a man.
Lee Camp, he was looking at me like, who's that in goal? I said, I think he's called Lee Camp. And he went, where's he from? I went, I don't know. Like, I guess heaven or something, but saves he's pulling off. But honestly, that game, he was just, like, he put chemistry style on him or something from FIFA and he was brick wall, honestly. Could not beat him. Yeah,
no, he's a Derby lad, but he had probably the best years of his career at Forest and Rotherham.
Yeah.
So but no, he did well for Blues in patches, but sometimes he had a proper stinker. Sometimes he'd get called Poppadom, so
I know, the term, yeah. But you got Etheridge now, haven't you?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when we signed him. I was like, no, we haven't. I'm not buying it.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, honestly, you'd laugh, but I made a video at sort of, let's say, 2 months into the future, this time last season, around about that June period where the season had just ended. I said, who could we sign? I thought, maybe we could get Raj Vallapara back, could get Izzy Brown back, a couple of players here that. And I said, Etheridge. I said, look, let's get Etheridge. Look, he's not playing. I even looked on that transfer market website, like, how many games has he played this season? I thought Smithies has got it, so let's get him. And then we didn't get anyone. I was just like, oh, right, brilliant.
Of course.
Give me the right keepers. And penalty saving record, you can't go wrong with him.
Exactly.
Prem, no one could put one past him.
He saved 3 penalties this season. He saved one in our, was it our, no, it was a game before when we played Norwich. He saved one against Norwich, which was impressive because it was against Timu Pukki, in fairness. So
yeah.
I couldn't really slate him, to be honest. But yeah, no, I think we could talk for hours, to be honest, about Blues and Huddersfield. It's the similarities are there, and the game's so similar. But I mean, I tell you what, the amount of times, every time we come to your place, it's always normally a 1-1, and you'll take the lead, and then we'll equalise. So I remember David Cottrell, 2 years on the spin, scored 2 free kicks to equalise for us in like 15, 16, and 16, 17, something like that. But
he went to Bristol afterwards, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he scored it, and so was in a 4-0 loss down there. That's like, I remember him so much.
Flipping it. Yeah, no, he was a good player on his day, to be fair. I suppose, where do you think you'll finish this season then?
It's very 50. I don't think we'll go down. I think to go down, it's not going to be a case of that, we're so good. I think there will just be 3 teams that are worse off than us.
Yeah.
It could be yourself, for your lot watching. Hopefully, best of luck. It's not. Hopefully, for the step downstairs, it's not Wednesday. Otherwise, that would be great. We made a little bet actually. Whoever finishes higher, the other person has to buy them the next season's shirt. So I went, we'll take that. And then as the seasons progressed, they're sort of coming in for me, and I'm like, oh, do you want yours pre-ordered now? Because we're just gonna But I think 16th is what I'm saying. Yeah, I think 16th. But we've got to get those players back from injury. Karoma's crucial. Karoma is absolutely vital. So is Karel Eiting, the guy that we got from Ajax. That guy is unreal, especially for his age. The ability he's got. I hope we get him permanent, and then we really can push for that sort of stability, even if it's just mid-table for next season. But yeah, 16th is what I'll say.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think, you, despite the injuries, you've got plenty of quality in the squad. I think very similar to us, to be honest. You look at our squad on paper, it just shouldn't be where it is.
Definitely. I mean,
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Is
Dean still captain for you lot?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, see, he's another one, isn't he, that's always popping up here and there. But yeah, you've got a couple of players like that will play for the badge, and that is what's good and it's needed. So we've got Hogg, he won't really like that too much, but he'll probably 2-foot someone at first minute. I won't put it past him, because when we played Cardiff in the third game of the second Prem season, Harry Arter grabbed him by the neck, so Hogg headbutted him, and Arter got a yellow and Hogg got a straight red, and I was like, hang on a minute, whoa, let's just rewind a sec here.
How's that worked?
Both of them are violent and neck and above, either they're both off or neither. So this season when we played Forest, in the first 40 seconds, Hogg went in 2 feet straight into Arter's ankle, and Jesus, I don't condone violence, but you read what you saw at the end of the day. Don't give it if you can't take it. And it should have been a red card, but look at what we get given on a weekly basis, so we can get let off with one of them.
Definitely, yeah. I think, to be honest, that sounds like the sort of thing I do at school. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like back in the day when I used to play for the school team, somebody pissed me off. I'm 2-footing you.
I'm bad for it as well sometimes. I do it at college sometimes. Not a lot of people like it though.
It's just one of them.
Game's gone soft.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I think, to be honest, we have the quality on paper to stay up. But 2 weeks ago, I'd have said we were destined for League One. But right now,
same. Before we beat Swansea, that was it for the pair of us. I thought, well, 2 teams in Blue are going down, and it'd be even worse for you, wouldn't it, if Coventry's using your ground and they stay up and you don't?
I want to kick them out. I want them out.
I know. I'm not there thinking, get your own ground.
Exactly. Well, they're doing better than us, especially at home as well. I just can't be arsed. Like, come on, lads, just go away, leave.
Yeah.
Get a points deduction for not having a stadium sorted. We're saved. But no, unfortunately, it's probably not going to work out like that, since they're paying us like 2 million rent, probably keeping the club up, to be honest.
All right, fair enough then.
But yeah, no, just kind of finally, what are your thoughts on Birmingham this season?
I think I should probably answer this as in Birmingham as a whole and Birmingham this season in one. I think they're a team that's played often by like media and like owners and stuff like that. There's been a lot in talks with that, but I don't think you can never rule them out. You can never rule them out. When they're at the weakest, you'll always underestimate them, and then they'll go. I mean, prime example, Championship season, 2-0 at your place. I mean, even the fact that we did play the B team, we'd still think, point here, leave happy.
Yeah. Going down to 10 men as well, missing a penalty.
Exactly. You've had 2 penalties. You've had 1 man sent off. It had everything of a Championship instant classic, really. Minus a goal for us or something. But yeah, part of me wants to say, if we turn up, it could be a 3-1. If you turn up, it could be a 3-1 to you or whatever. But really don't think it's going to be that kind of game. I think it's going to be a 1-0 either way, a 1-1 draw.
That's my prediction. It normally is that way.
Yeah, it'll be a 1-0 either way or a 1-1 draw. Maybe a 2-1 if we're getting lucky either way. But it's never a high scoring game, and it's never a goalless one either. It's always sort of in the middle ground. But yeah, good club. Always create a tough atmosphere for us. It's never a dull game at Birmingham or at our place. There's always something that's got to kick off, whether it's defenders heading something in with keeper dropping it or Campbell scoring that somehow. There's always something that goes wrong and kicks off. But yeah,
definitely.
You are where you are. We are where we are. But it can really go either way, and that's just Championship really epitomised, really.
Exactly. I think the worst possible result is for both of us is a draw.
Yeah.
But if it ended that way, would I be that surprised? To be honest, no.
No, really wouldn't.
I think both sides are poor defensively at the moment, so I'm probably going to go
100%. That's our worst thing. 2-2 is what you said.
Yeah, going to go 2-2. Well, what are you definitely finally locking in? Go on.
Right, so I always do sort of two of these. I always do one when the lineup's been released, but I'll do one now, obviously, for the goodness of the podcast.
Yeah.
Because our lineup's always like, it'll change. 1 week we'll be playing 3-5.
The bingo machine comes out.
Yeah, exactly. Today's Powerball numbers are Pippa's starting. Oh, Richard Key. Oh, no. But, God. We've got two young centre-halves who should probably start over the pair of them. But anyway, I'm going to say 1-1. And I think, do you know what I'm going to say? I think Hogg's going to get the goal. Now you've said that. You've reminded me of that. I think Hogg's going to get it somehow. And I think Dean's going to get it. I
could see that, to be fair.
Two scrappy players, scrappy game. It's written on the wall. You'll score from a corner as always, or whatever. And
Hogg will have a tap in from a set piece.
It'll roll to Hogg like 2 yards out, and he'll just pelt it from 3 yards out or whatever. But 1-1, I reckon. It won't be the worst. It is on paper the worst result, but when you look at, could also lose. It's probably
better than losing.
Exactly, point's a point, and we'll both bite teams' hands off for a point at the minute, especially against each other.
100%, yeah, and I think that's a really good point there, to be honest. But I think, to be honest, both sides have tried to play. Both teams have tried to play kind of pretty football this season, but it's not really worked out.
Yeah.
So no, I do think it could end up getting a bit scrappy. Might start quite fluid, but it'll definitely turn into a battle.
Going into half-time, it'll start to get battling and everyone will just be headering it away. But I was surprised that you are where you are, though, with Karanka, because you did bits with Forest. And I thought when they got Karanka, and especially when you got Etheridge and all these little players here and there, like Hogan and that, I thought, this could take you somewhere. And then I look at the table and I'm like, right. I mean, look at Barnsley. Like, it's almost like you and them have swapped. I
can't be arsed with Barnsley.
Last year, we were pissing ourselves even when we'd lost to them. We were pissing ourselves. We were like, Barnsley, and they're going to go down.
They looked nailed on to go down. I couldn't believe it.
And then who would put money on them beating Brentford on last day at season? I was just like, they've done the double over Fulham. They've beaten Brentford. I was like, what is going on with this team?
I couldn't believe it.
It's almost like you and them have literally swapped. Like, in terms of obviously like previous seasons where you finished like around that 10th mark and that mid-table. Yeah. It's like you've just literally swapped.
Clearly, Barnsley don't want fans. That's what I make of it.
Yeah.
So
they might even end up in Premier League. Honestly,
I couldn't imagine that. That makes
I couldn't imagine Barnsley in the Prem, and I mean that in the utmost respect to him. Obviously, being a fellow Yorkshire club, I don't like him obviously, but I've got to stop. Obviously, if you look at it, would you rather get promoted? Leeds or Barnsley? I wonder who I'm going to pick out of that one. But you'd pick Barnsley every day. Everyone would.
Definitely.
But I just sort of think, I'm like, how? Like, Carly Woodrow's just turned into prime Shearer at points. I'm just like, what's going on here?
And they've gone and bagged all these little foreign gems that I've never heard of.
It's like our promotion season. They just picked up so many players from abroad that no one's heard of. And they've just clicked in like a jigsaw, and it's just all fit together, really.
I thought they'd kind of plummet when they lost. What's his name? What's the guy who went to New York? Can't remember his name. The old guy. His name escapes me. I can't remember. Gerhard Struber.
Oh yeah.
That was it.
Manager,
Struber. He did well there, to be fair.
No, he did a brilliant job, and everyone was like, "Why have they sacked him?" I was just like, "You can get sacked for out nowadays, can't you? Let's not."
Yeah, let's be honest.
I mean, the one that sticks in my mind recently is how Leicester had the heart to sack Ranieri after what he did for him. That's just.
I couldn't believe it.
You just look at him and like, I don't think, obviously you won't really like him being a Midlands club, but a lot of people within like this football in general don't really like Leicester are like a team that a lot of people just can't hate, really. But
yeah, they don't bother me much. I think their fans are a bit tin pot, but other than that,
yeah, they're just all like, I hope you go down now, like, you know, it's just it's not like, but go on, Vardy, go to a different team, right?
I don't think that'll ever happen at this rate. Yeah, to be fair, they got a good manager in Brendan Rodgers, and they're staying up there. So fair play.
Got a brilliant thing at the moment, and Vardy's absolutely in the form of his life. He's every season, isn't he?
Yeah, I think we both wish that was our club, to be honest. But
I think we got linked with him years ago, and what's your recruitment like? Like, you know, like when you sort of. Yeah, all right. Great question.
Where do I start? We pick up some decent, nifty players on cheap, but then we bring in some. I tell you what, get me so excited, and then just for them to turn out shit. Mikel San Jose is the biggest example of that. You know, you look at him on FIFA, and Birmingham City have just signed Athletic Bilbao's Mikel San Jose. I'm like, you're having me on. But then he turns up shit. Utter shit. It's like Check and Doy. I couldn't believe how bad he was.
Oh, yeah, he were awful, him, wasn't he?
Yeah, but they're both very similar players. But
I mean, when we were in the Prem especially, it always haunts me, the fact that the players that we got linked with and never got. A lot of people don't really know this, but when Tom Ince was going to Stoke for, I think it was 11 million, we're either breaking even or just making $1 million on him or something. And we got linked with Adama Traore back at Middlesbrough for 21 million. And no, that's not even the worst part. We got linked with Maddison for 20 million. We got linked with all these players. We got linked with Alphonso Davies. And I believe that the fee was agreed or whatever for 17 million, or it was reported that it was. And we ended up with Adama Diakabe and Alex Pritchard.
Diakabe's terrible. I've never seen
that guy can't be a footballer. Bad. He cannot be a footballer.
Nope.
Like, someone's like, it's like someone's sort of, you know, opened a Christmas cracker and he's been dared to make him a footballer or something because he just not belong.
Literally, right. I remember seeing him play for Forest a couple of times when he's on loan. I just thought, Jesus, he's horrific.
Twitter absolutely melted him when that ball coming. Who is it against now? That ball coming from the side of the box and he went to hit it and he just sort of skimmed the ball and it just that touch he took against Fulham. But it went straight out of play. Oh, God.
Yes. Oh, Jesus. To be fair, thinking of players that we've been linked with, right, you have to go right back to think of some of the stinkers for us. But two that come to mind are Spurs offered us, before his breakthrough season, Spurs offered us Gareth Bale for £3 million when we were in the Premier League.
That tops all that.
Yep. Alex McLeish said no. He thought that was too much. We're not done there. We're really not done there. Marseille offered us Didier Drogba for £2 million. And we said no. Literally 2 years before he went to Chelsea and became probably one of the greatest Premier League strikers ever seen. So, classic Blues, really. Who did we sign instead of Didier Drogba? Emile Heskey.
In his prime, good goal scorer, but probably when you sign him, not so much.
Nope. I just can't be asked. But that's classic Blues.
Oh, God. So, I'll never forgive it, though. I mean, looking back on Twitter now, I think the tweets are still there. Don't really know how people sleep at night with those tweets on there. Like, but, Adama Diakabe has identified as a Kylian Mbappe replacement for Monaco. That's an actual tweet. I swear to God, that is a real tweet. That is reported by, I think, a French news company or something. And he's gone to Monaco to replace him. And then they've got someone else like, I don't know, like Keita Baldi-Diol, or they probably had someone like similar at the time. And we've gone and signed Diakabe, like, oh, we've got a very good player here. And, well, he's won a penalty for us at Blackburn, and that's literally the only thing I can think of.
That's like us with Hotter, to be honest. When we bought him from Brentford for 16 million, not 16 million, 6 million, I thought, John, he's class in the Championship. How we've banked it, I'll never know. Comes to Blues, utter dog shit. I couldn't believe how bad he was.
He's the one that went to Villa, isn't he?
Yep, and then did all right when he started at Villa, but then just faded into irrelevancy, and they released him. So, jokes on him. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, but it is what it is. So, but anyway, mate, it's been a pleasure having you on.
Yeah, it's been great to be here.
It's been fantastic, and I think you've made amends with Blues fans now, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. We don't want no grudges. I get enough from Leeds fans all the time, really. I've had it all in the comments, but I just can't wait for them to come down and finally get found out.
That really would be nice. Would be nice.
And then they can go back to where they belong. They don't belong in the Prem. They don't belong in Europe. They belong in the Championship, where they've been for the past 16 years.
Exactly.
That's where they belong.
That's just the way it should be. I like a trip to Ellen Road, to be fair, though. It's always feisty.
Yeah, it's always costs a lot, though, Jesus.
40 quid a ticket.
I was lucky. Last time I went, I was 17. I got there for 20. I mean, coach for 15 quid. I was more annoyed at stops. Like 15 quid from Huddersfield. I could get a taxi cheaper than that. In fact, part of me was thinking I might walk with them that did the walk from Ellen Road to town earlier, and saying, well, I might walk it. But no, it's been a pleasure to be on here, mate. Thank you so much for inviting me in.
No worries, pal.
Hopefully I don't get any hate from the Blues fans after this one. Probably all come swarming into the stream on Tuesday and they're like, Johnny Hogg's a wanker or whatever. I don't know.
No, I'm sure they'll be nice to you now when this video goes out. So no, especially the ones that view it anyway. So no, it's been a pleasure having you on. It's been a proper good football chat, good laugh. Yeah. And I hope everyone who's watched has enjoyed it. These opposition view videos have been doing really well recently. We've had some good guests on as well as yourself. We've had James Olcott on the other day, Chris Reeve from Talk Norwich City, and a few others. Wednesday Week podcast, Millwall, that Millwall podcast. It's just great to hear kind of views from other fans and people. Yeah, it
definitely shows perspective, doesn't it? And that's what you need when you're making videos like this, because you'll always look at your own team with a little bit of bias, and that's just natural. So you need that other perspective sometimes. I agree.
Precisely. It's just great to hear it from other people, and I'm just glad people are enjoying it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode as much as we have. And go check out Brad's channel. Link will be in the description. And also, if you're feeling kind, Patreon link will also be down there. Subscribe and you'll get, I think it's £1. Yeah, it's £1 to subscribe. And you get all of our podcasts early. I think we released the Roger Johnson podcast the other day, but next week we've got Martin Granger, Blues legend, on the podcast. So hopefully you guys enjoy that one too. Anyway, see you in the next one and keep right on.